We got the news yesterday from head coach Mike Vrabel that Tennessee Titans running back Derrick Henry will not take part in any of the preseason activities for the Tennessee Titans, although he's going to take part in different mini camp and training camp activities. So, we're going to deep dive into what that means for the squad and what that means for running back Derrick Henry. But above all else, remember to tighten up.
Tell them boys to tighten up, tighten up.
Let me hear you say it.
Whole city getting hype now. Tell them boys to tighten up, tighten up.
Let me hear you say it.
As reported by Mike Vrabel, according to Mike Vrabel, the only place Titans will get a look at Derrick Henry this summer will be on the practice field. As reported by Teron Davenport, and I quote by Mike Vrabel, I wouldn't anticipate seeing Derrick in preseason games, Vrabel said Thursday during his opening training camp news conference. So, we know that Derrick's recovering from his Jones fracture in his foot. He played the last game of the Bengals game. You could tell he wasn't really 100% in that game. Kind of really rushed him back. Derrick, even though missing 8 games last year, still would finish 9th in rushing yards and 7th in rushing touchdowns. Henry carried the ball 20 times for 61 yards and a rushing touchdown for the Titans' divisional playoff loss to the Jags in January. Henry played the postseason game with a steel plate and screws in his foot with a special cleat that was fitted with a steel plate for additional support. Now that the foot is fully healed, the 28-year-old has his sights set on proving that he's still able to be a top back. The doubters, whatever they want to say, I am definitely motivated, Henry said. During training camp, I'm ready to go, so we're going to see. Titan announced 11-year-old, we covered that yesterday video. So my main coverage today is going to be what this means for the other backs on the roster. And I think it means a lot of good things for the backs on the roster, especially if your name is Hassan Haskins or Dontrell Hilliard, because you're going to get a lot more opportunity to show what you can do as a running back for this team, being that Derrick isn't going to play any part in any of the preseason games. If I'm not wrong, he didn't play any part of the preseason games last year, or very little of the preseason games last year. But I think it's really going to help this year, being that we have a young guy in Hassan Haskins who really needs those reps. So, I know this really isn't big news, but when you have a guy like Hassan Haskins, who I'm very high on, I believe who could be a really good piece to this offense. I like Hassan a lot, especially at 6'2", 228. I think he could be the back that could really be that spell piece for Derrick Henry. When Derrick needs reps on the field, Hassan's not entirely a different runner than Derrick. Body type wise, yes, but he's very much a downhill runner, much like Derrick. And Hassan has strength in his game. He's not as much as you would say the pass catching back. He can very much do that, but he's not what you would typically consider your prototypical pass catching back. That's much more of the role that we will see out of Dontrell Hilliard, which is the role we saw out of him last year. Him being that run the ball, also catch the ball at the backfield type guy, which I'm thinking he can very much do that. We believe he can do that, being that we got rid of Jeremy McNichols, who had previously been our catch the ball out of the backfield type guy. And it's also going to be good for another rookie that we have on the team out of the University of Sacred Heart College, who some of these guys just need the opportunities. People have been really high on Julius Chestnut, a guy that's kind of a more smaller, bulkier back as well. A lot of these other guys on the roster are going to get chances to play now because you're not having to worry that if Derrick's going to play any part of the preseason. Now, if anybody has any idea if Derrick played any of the preseason last year, I'm not 100% sure on that. So if he didn't, then this is just normal for what the Titans like to do. But I'm not 100% sure. But I just think it's going to free up a lot of holes for other players to be able to get some reps. Nobody's going to take over Derrick for the number one role, but it's going to It's just going to be able to get them reps, especially the two young guys that need it, Julius Chestnut and Hassan Haskins, two guys that very much need reps at this early in their career. I hope you guys enjoyed this shorter little video. It is a shorter little video. I'm still recovering from me testing positive for COVID, so give me a couple of days, guys, and then I'll be back fully to making full, longer videos for you guys. I hope you guys enjoy it. Training camp's underway. Each week, I'm going to try to put out a this week in training camp video, go through what happened this week. Yesterday was the first day of training camp, so I hope you guys would like to see something like that. The next video on the channel that'll probably go out tomorrow is going to be a Kerry Collins Where Are They Now? I hope you guys enjoyed that. But above all else, remember to tighten up. This has been your boy Cass, and I am out. Bye, guys.
Tell them boys to tighten up, tighten up.
Let me hear you say it.
Whole city getting hype now. Tell them boys to tighten up, tighten up.
Let me hear you say it.
Need